Here's my receiver dryer. I got just open it and take a look at it. Oh, this thing is right there. Looks like two 8mm bolts. Looks like there's a bracket holding it. Well, I'm just going to remove this air cleaner, pop it out of the way so I can see what's going on down there. Let's use one. Oh, still loose from last time. Okay, I'm going to pull this air cleaner off. There's a intake air temperature sensor you got to remove. Okay, here's this receiver dryer. Looks like it's two 8mm bolts. I'll clean this up. That's one. Take this cap off. Blocking. Two bolts. Just use this and try to loosen it a little bit. Broke it. That wasn't supposed to happen. Shit. Oh, I can pull this button out. That's going to rattle. Throw this one in. I'm going to leave the plugs on it. I'll change out those O-rings. You want to leave this open to moisture as little as possible. There's a desiccant in here, just like kind of like what you see like in beef jerky bags, I guess. And that helps dry out moisture. And there's a filter in there, receiver dryer. I'm going to throw this back in. So, pull this up. Alright, I think that'll ride. There's like a little hook down there. I'm just going to tape this thing up later on. I don't even think I need to do that. I broke that thing, but not the end of the world. There's a little hook down there what's really holding it. So I'm actually just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to clean up these flanges and change out the O-rings, and then I'll pop these off. And I should be ready to start vacuuming the system. careful with these lines. You don't want to break them. Just wipe them down pretty good. Alright, got my hook pick. It works a little better, I think. So, get that O-ring off. Okay, there's that O-ring. It's a tiny one. Let me find the green one in my kit here. I think I found the green one. There's a green O-ring replacement. Got a little cap full of oil. I'm going to throw my O-ring in just to lube it up good. Throw this O-ring on. Okay, got that one on. Now I'm going to replace this one here. This one's a little harder to get to. Not too bad, but okay. Here's the one I just pulled off. There's a replacement for this one. Throw it in some oil. I should be able to clean this up a little bit. Throw this O-ring on. Try not to drop these, but sometimes okay. I'm gonna pull these plugs off and pop on my there's that one. As you can see, it was vacuum sealed, which is good. That's what you want. You don't want moisture in there. You want to leave this open to the atmosphere as little as possible. So do this last when you're ready to start vacuuming out your system. Now let me just give it a quick wipe down. Quick wipe down. Now I'm gonna need to turn this thing. Wait a minute. Let me see which one's smaller. Oh, I got it wrong. Oops. I'm trying to put it in the wrong one. No wonder it doesn't fit. There it goes. I got to rotate it to there. And this one goes in the middle. And this one goes right here. So I got that put in place. Hopefully. Pull the cap off. Now I can start threading this in, hopefully. I just want to line up the screw bolt hole a little bit. There we go. Got that one started. I should be able to suck that down. Get a couple thread turns on it. Just tighten this down. We'll suck it down. Snug it up. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Just line up these bolt holes as best you can. Okay, I think I'm ready to hook up my gauges and start vacuuming out the system. Okay, got my vacuum pump here. Got it plugged in, ready to go. Now I got to hook up my gauges And as you can see, I got my manifold gauges hanging here. So I'm going to hook up my low side here. Try to untangle these a little bit first. So got my low side. Going to be snapping it into my low side right here. That's snapped on. High side gauge goes over here. Okay, that's hooked up. Now I'm going to hook up my vacuum gauge to my vacuum pump. Okay. Come on. Okay, you just gotta make, you don't have to use a wrench or anything, just slide these up with your fingers. I'm gonna try to make it where my gauge is facing out. I mean, my valve is facing out, just so I can get to it easy. Okay. Now, I'm going to want to open up both of these gauges. As you can see, that says turning this way is open. I think I actually already may have it. Yeah, it's already fully open. Okay, that's open. And that's open. Now what's going to happen when I turn on this vacuum pump, this combination gauge here, where you'll see blue there, that's 0 and up. This green here is a vacuum gauge. So I'm going to put a vacuum on the system and just let it run for about an hour or so, minimum 30 minutes to an hour, but I like to let it run for an hour. I want to make sure I get all my moisture out. So now I'm just going to start it up. Just let it go. You'll see this gauge hopefully go into the vacuum. Actually, I must have a leak somewhere. I can hear one of my hoses leaking. Here's this one. My gauges were loose. You gotta check your fittings. I didn't see it going down. I heard it hissing, so it's sucking down now. Both gauges. Yeah, check your fittings before you mess up air, but that's all right. Got it tightened down. Just gonna let it run. Hey, just to show you guys, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's actually like vapor, moisture. You can see it coming out of the exhaust port. You have to see vapor coming out of the discharge, and that's the whole reason why you want to vacuum this thing down. And it's up near 30, so that's good. I don't know if you can see this or not because it's pretty dark, but I've had my, remember I showed you that trick? This whole time I've had my tensioner tensioned, and I'm getting ready to slip on the belt for the compressor. Hopefully you guys can see this, but I've had it tensioned. I just went up top, I put my belt on my alternator, and this whole time I've had it tensioned. I'm just going to slip this belt on, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to just do a once over and check all my pulleys real fast to make sure everything is good. And from what I can tell, it looks pretty good. So I'm just going to grab this thing, tension it, release the tension, and then tighten it up. So I'm going to pull this lever back. I'm going to need both my hands, so let me put this on a tripod real fast. And I got everything in place. I just gotta reach under and pull tension. And I'm gonna pull back on this. So I can get, now it's loose. It's tensioned. That's a trick I like to use. Pull this out and I'm done. I've had my vacuum pump hooked up for a little over an hour and it's been humming along, sucking at 30 inches of vacuum. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut both valves. Okay, got that valve closed. I'm going to close this valve. Okay, so you can see there's a vacuum in that gauge, and kind of you can see it in that gauge, but got these valves closed off. So that isolates my system from the vacuum. I'm going to shut my vacuum hose valve right here. Now I'm going to shut my pump off. I shut this valve off so I can keep all the vacuum in here. Now I'm just going to let this undo for a second. It's been holding a vacuum for like 15-20 minutes. That needle hasn't moved a bit, which is a good sign that you don't have any leaks in your system. I don't think it's the best way to check for leaks. If I had it, the best way I think to check for leaks is to use dry nitrogen, like a nitrogen tank with a regulator, and you can charge this system to about 100 pounds of pressure and check it that way. I think that's a better way to check it, but I don't have any nitrogen or anything like that, so I didn't do it that way. But I think that's the superior way to check for leaks. You check your system for leaks with nitrogen and check it for a while and make sure it held at like 100 psi. And then you'd do the vacuum it down and make sure it holds and everything. But anyway, I'm getting ready to charge my system.